What is up, everybody? It's P-Sci back again with another video for you guys. This is my first place locals Danger Altergeist deck profile. I did make some changes since the last update. This is my first place build. I'll go over my matches at the end. I'm still working on my setup. This is horrible, but I'll go through the cards one by one and I'll tell you the ratios and whatnot. Alright, so first the Altergeist engine. We've got 3 Meluseek. This is your searcher. You've got your Linkuriboh, so you can go into basically anything that you're searching for, which will be your Silquidus, your Multifaker, or your Marionetter. So this is a really good normal summon, and it's a great utility, and it's a 1-for-1 target. Next up is Silquidus. This is one of your many layers of disruption that you get with this deck. This is like an added bonus to the Orcust engine. You get a bounce as well. It's basically what makes Altergeists good, but I mean, it's not really good right now, but you know what I mean. This is a Kieran, and it's insane. Its second effect is amazing as well. It adds an Altergeist trap from Graveyard, and you use that a lot when you're going into your combos. Say you open a danger with one of the traps and this. You don't even need to set the traps before trying to resolve your danger monster's effects, because if you do hit one of the traps, you can normal summon this and then link summon with it and use its effect in the grave to add it back to your hand. It's especially good if you draw it with Manifestation, because that guarantees a bounce, because Manifestation will stay face up on the field with Silquidus when you summon it during standby phase. Next, Multifaker. This is not even a very good card in this deck because of its restriction that the turn you summon off of Faker from the deck, you can't summon non-Altergeist monsters that turn. You can still summon it from your hand that turn, if you summon other monsters that aren't Altergeist monsters. And this is not including normal summon, by the way. So I mean, like, this could get hit on the list, and I would not really care that much because it's not the main thing. But you do play impermanences, so you can impermanence Faker your opponent on their first turn, which is really nice. That's just an added bonus. That's a possibility. And then finally, for the Altergeist monsters is Altergeist Marionetter. This sets the trap from deck, and then also it can use itself to reborn a monster. So, like, say you have this, and then another Altergeist monster, and you have a danger monster. So say you've got Meluseek and a danger monster and Marionetter. If you resolve your danger monster and you discard that Meluseek, you can normal summon Marionetter, use it to search for the manifestation, to set it to your field, and then you can use Marionetter's effect to send this to the grave to bring out your Meluseek. Then you can use Meluseek to go into Linkuriboh, which will search you a Silquidus. Then now you've got your Silquidus in hand, your danger monster on the field, and your Linkuriboh on the field, and you can do full combo, guaranteeing that Silquidus will be engraved because you're going to discard it off the Mermaid, so you have a guaranteed bounce in addition to your Azathoth play in stunning your opponent. So that's the Altergeist engine. Altergeist by itself is just not really topping right now, and it's because it needed a supplementary engine. So that's why I used the Dangers to turbo it out. This is you can obviously play the better ones, but I play what I have. So I've got 2 Jackalope that I run, or 1 Jackalope, excuse me, 2 Danger Tsuchinoko, 2 Danger Chupacabra, 3 Danger Mothman. You want to max out on your level 4s, because if you do end up with a trap in grave, you won't be able to resolve Brigadine. So you will need that extra level 4 body to successfully summon your Time Thief Redoer for your Azathoth play. So that's why there's so many level 4s. And then some of the utility ones, you got Danger Dogman. This actually comes in clutch a lot of times. Danger Ogopogo. This will thin out your deck if you miss with it. And then I have the 2 Danger Thunderbird for set cards. I run 15. I feel like 15 is correct. I was playing, or wait, is this 12? Actually, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's actually 12 now. I was playing 15 before, but it was just too much, and I wanted to cut it down. And that was back when I was running 47 cards. Now I'm running 50 and only 15. It's still a very high chance of having one in your opening hand, but there's so many other ways that you can get 2 monsters on board without a danger that it's a moot point. It's just basically to guarantee your as a thought play and to draw into your good traps and your good Altergeist monsters. Next is the Orcust engine. You guys are very familiar with this engine, I'm sure. This is the standard lineup: the 2 Nightmare, the 1 Horror, the Symbol Skeleton, and the World Wand. I see a lot of people not running the World Wand portion, but this is what. But that's for builds that are just trying to like bore load your opponent. This is good to summon off a Summon Sorc, so you can special back your Horror, so that you have your level 4 that you can use with your Brigadine to summon as a thought. But it really stinks drawing more than one of these, so I will need to figure out a way to put cards back into my deck from my hand. But you can still go full combo depending on which ones you draw. You just have to figure out what order you need to do things in, because it's not going to be the standard way all the time. Phantasma is probably a really good way to put some of these back, but if you're going second, then it kind of sucks already enough. Next, the small Phantom Knights package. I mean, even if you do draw both of these, it's still full combo. You normal summon this, you special summon this, and then there's your Nightmare monster. And in addition to that, you search your Fog Blade and your rank up spell instantly. Or, well, you are going to have to use one of these to search your Brigadine, though. So, I mean, it's up to you what you want to do. But, I mean, like, you're not drawing both of these very often. It just happens sometimes. But their utility for obtaining your rank up spell card and whatnot. Then I've got the 1 Phantasme. I only own one because this card is stupid expensive. But it's very good. I haven't resolved it yet, but I mean, 1 is better than 0. So that's 1 hand trap. Another main decked hand trap is Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. Only 1. I've got the 2 others in the side. You kind of want to have something to draw into off your Orchestrated Return that can benefit you and push you forward. And Ash is never really a bad card to have in your hand. And I did want something to be able to grab off of Phantasme if I were to ever summon it, besides an Impermanence, which are the other 3 hand traps in the main. So 5 hand traps in the main. The final monster I decided to throw in last minute was Destrudo. I saw it in my hand during the tournament. The reason I went with Destrudo, but I did not use it. The reason I went with Destrudo was because at any time you can always pay half your life points to trigger this in field or in hand or in grave to get you into your link plays. I do not even run any synchros in the extra deck, spoilers. I just wanted to this acts as the 13th danger. Half your life points is expensive, but when you're preventing your opponent from playing the game, it ends up being worth it. I mean, that's just how it goes. Also, I was considering like like Steam the Cloak and Zephyra and Zephyros and stuff like that. But the thing is, this doesn't need to be discarded by a Danger Monster effect to actually put a body on board. So you can have like a handful of Altergeist monsters and this, and that's full combo. So that's just what I wanted to have that for. It's just like a worse danger, but at the same time, it can be really good in certain situations. Those are all the monsters. Next up is the spells. I upped the spell count. I do have my Orchestrated Return, which I had. It's part of the combo. I'll show you guys the combo eventually, unless this deck gets banned right after I post this. But next, we've got the 1-for-1. It's at 1, so you can only play 1. This is basically an Altergeist card, though, in this deck, because you only have 1 target, Mellowseek. But it's very broken because you use this. Since it sends, you can't use it with the Danger Monsters to get their effects, but, I mean, whatever. But you can use your Mellowseek that you summon off of this to go into your Link Haribo and instantly get a Marionetter to set a trap, most likely Manifestation, or you can search any other monster that you want to just normal summon. It's really good, very powerful, and it's Ash Bait, and you still have 3 other cards that you can easily do full combo with, especially if you are discarding a garbage brick or whatever, like an Orcus card or a Phantom Knight card. Then a new addition. I don't know if I showed you guys this yet. I don't think so. Triple Called by the Grave. This was a recommendation from my team. Team Bad Cards Represent. And it basically allows you to not be as afraid of hand traps because Ash on the Mermaid or Valor on the Mermaid really hurts. You still have your Altergeist engine to fall back upon, which is what I ended up doing for one of my matches in the tournament. I was able to I wasn't able to as a thought, but I still had everything I needed for multi-faker, and my opponent couldn't push through. But Called by the Grave kind of gives you that extra layer of safety, and you can draw into it mid combo. As long as you have one floating around in your hand, like that's great. It can get discarded by the danger monsters, which is why I was completely against this. But having this as an option is just amazing, especially in this format, because you can hit Ray against Sky Strikers, and then you can also hit any Salamangreat card because they love the graveyard. And then finally for the spells, we've got the Phantom Knights Rank Up Magic Launch. This is an auto win against Salamangreat and against Danger Thunder Dragon, which is what came in clutch during the tournament, because I'll get to my matches later, but yeah, as a thought is like a win condition basically against certain matchups. Next, we run 10 traps, I believe. So first up is Protocol. Originally in my build that I was playing a long time ago, I was playing 2 of this, but this is a one of, like, it's really good, but you really do not want to see it. You want to set it off of Marionetter and get your Altergeist engine going with the monsters instead of the traps, because this doesn't search anything. It doesn't advance your game state at all. I mean, it's cool if you have it for triggering Multi-Faker, but I mean, you could trigger Multi-Faker with Phantom Knight's Fogblade. I mean, like, it's not necessary. And then I reduced this down to 1 because, like I think I said in one of my other videos, I opened up 2 personal spoofing, both of them that I ran, and 3 infinite impermanence. That hand was like astronomically low in probability of getting, and I wanted to ensure that it never happened again. Personal spoofing is a really good card, but you really don't want to see it right away. If you draw into it, great, set it, and then it guarantees a multi-faker because you're going to have another Altergeist card, but you don't want to see this right away because you're just not... I mean, you're running just as many Altergeist cards as you would be in Pure, but this is a 50-card build, and I just feel safer with it at 1. You can use it to dodge floodgates like Skill Drain with your Mellowseek, or not Mellowseek, with your, what's it called, Silquidus. You can activate its effect, bounce a card for cost, and then use personal spoofing to put it back into the deck where its effect will not be negated. So it's just utility. It's nice to have that option. Personal spoofing is an amazing card, so I do run 1 of it. And then the most broken card in Altergeist for the traps is Altergeist Manifestation. This card is absolutely insane. Both of its effects. It's a Call of the Haunted / Premature Burial that equips itself, but it does not need to be equipped on resolution, so you can bounce it with Silquidus before it resolves, or send it back into your deck with personal spoofing. That's one of the ways that people can abuse this card, and I'm sure you've known if you've played in the previous format where Altergeist was really good, or well, not really good, just better. It's basically like a stun floodgate deck, but anyway. This card's just amazing. It also has the Banish from Grave effect to add back either a different manifestation or your Altergeist Protocol to your hand. So if you have a bunch of dangers and then Altergeist Manifestation and Altergeist personal or a Protocol or a 2 manifestation even, you can feel free to just danger discard all of them, and then when you go into Mermaid, make sure you discard your other copy so that you can banish it for cost and add it back, and you have no traps in your grave for the Azathoth play, because Brigadine needs no traps in grave. Speaking of Brigadine, we've got our Phantom Knights trap cards. We've got the Brigadine. This is special summons itself, and since you can set it and activate it immediately, you can summon Altergeist Multi-Faker from your hand to act as an extra body if you so choose. You won't be able to summon from deck, but that's not what we're worried about. We're worried about getting 2 monsters on board so that we can go full combo. So basically, this and Mellowseek is full combo by itself because you set this, you normal summon Mellowseek, you go into Linkuriboh, search out Multi-Faker, you activate this, and on resolution, it special summons itself, and you special summon Multi-Faker from hand. Then you can use the Multi-Faker and the Linkuriboh to go into your Nightmare play. So, as you notice, you already have your Brigadine on board, which means you get to search Fogblade instead of Brigadine off of Rusty. So you end up on an Azathoth with Fogblade minimum. And that's just using 2 cards in hand. So I really like that. I would play more, but I feel like if you draw too many, it's you can only activate 1 per turn, and I like to only play one of once per turn cards because when you have all the dangers, you're kind of drawing through most of your deck anyway. And then the other one is Phantom Knight's Fogblade. This is a nice addition. I wasn't playing this originally because I did not want to brick on too many traps, but this kind of pays for itself. If you do draw it, just set it, and then you've got a way to not only protect yourself from being attacked by Fogblading one of your own monsters, or you also have the ability to, if you so choose, negate one of your opponent's monster effects. It's not as good as something like Strike, but still, anything on field, they won't be able to do activate their monster effects with that card. Finally, we'll just call this Altergeist Infinite Impermanence. It's mainly used to shut off floodgates. I've never had the chance to use that effect yet because this deck honestly just overpowers your opponent. But I do want to have the option, if I do lose the die roll and I'm going second, I want to have that option in my deck that I can draw Infinite Impermanence along with a Multi-Faker, which would be really nice to resolve. I think I've done it once so far since I got my Impermanences. That's the main deck, 50 cards. Really good. If I had the better dangers like Nessie, I'd probably take out a Dogman and Ogopogo. But Phantasmes are going to be necessary. I'm definitely going to need more of those. So let's go into the extra deck. I took out the Super Poly targets because I feel like Super Poly is not as good anymore. I wanted more space to put in some of the newer cards I got. So here's the one Mermaid. Only one. Maybe I should run 2 because it is nice if I get ashed and my opponent doesn't have a follow-up to go into the combo. But at that point, I'm just relying on my Altergeist engine to carry me, and it does so very well. We got the Cerberus, the Phoenix, and for utility, and then the new edition, the Nightmare Unicorn. This card's really clutch. I want to resolve its drawing effect when it's co-linked. That would be really nice, but we'll get there someday. So that's the Nightmare engine, really small. I took out the Griffin. I don't even know if you guys were here for the initial profile when I had Griffin in here. Oh, goodness. We've come a long way. Next, so you use your Mermaid and your Nightmare or Orcus Nightmare to go into Galatea. Then you link up into Summon Sorc. And then finally Rusty to get the rest of your Azathoth combo. And then the rest is just utility, honestly. Borreload Dragon to steal people's things. And then my new addition that won me all of my games, basically, Borrelsword Dragon. This card is absolutely insane. And I mean, I just, let go of a lot of value to get this at 60. I don't know what it is now, but yeah, it was. I hate to say it. I've always been a budget player, but this was worth it. This investment is worth it. If you have a deck that can poop this out, play it. This card is absolutely insane. It won me basically, like I said, all of my games. Like, it was insane. Here's an addition that one of my teammates, Brian, suggested. I didn't go into it, but the idea of being able to go into this and then recur back a dark monster from your grave if it gets destroyed by battle or card effect, like a Borrelsword or a danger monster, is really cute, and it bumps everything up by 500. This deck is primarily darks, which is really nice, and it's a spellcaster, so you can use it with an Altergeist card if it ever gets down that route to go into Summon Sorceress if you really want to. I mean, like, it's cute. I like it. Next, for the other Altergeist cards... Oh, wait. Oh, I almost forgot. This also is the way that Altergeist outs Inspector Border. So that's also another cute thing. Anyway. We got 2 more Altergeist cards. Hextias. These are really good. I mean, if you Impermanence Faker your opponent on turn 1, that's like a guaranteed 2 Hextia and like another negate, because you use your Multi-Faker and your... unless you really want to bounce something that your opponent has, you go into Meloseek, and then once you go into your first one, that searches you off your Meloseek a Marionetter, And Marionetter, when you summon that, you can summon back your Faker and summon another monster from your graveyard after setting a trap, probably a protocol, because then you can link Marionetter with a Hextia, and then you've got your other Hextia up here, and then that gives you a search off of this Hextia, which will get you a manifestation. So on your opponent's turn, you're using your manifestation to reborn your second Hextia, then you're using your multi-faker to special summon to one zone the Hextia points to, and then you're summoning a Silquidus or a Meliseek from deck, and you have your protocol as well for a monster negation. So you've got 2 spell and trap negates and a monster negation off of just summoning multi-faker on your first turn. And then finally for the Link monsters, we've got Altergeist Link Karibo. This allows you to send your Meliseek to the graveyard to search. And then the other effect is so flipping broken. Being able to quick effect tribute your Meliseek to get another search on your opponent's turn, it just gets you so much advantage so quickly. So say you do have the manifestation and you didn't find a way into your Meliseek, or it gets ashed, or your Silquidus and it gets ashed or something, you can bring back Meliseek and use Link Karibo's effect to search on your opponent's turn for a Marionetter or something for a follow-up play, to just ensure that it kills your opponent, because we're +1ing all day, and this really helps you +1. Finally, for the Link monsters, you know it. We've got Time Thief Redoer. This is broken in and of itself. Like going second, even if you manage to go through your opponent's negations, you can put this on board, and since you've got the Rusty Bardiche under it, the Shade Brigandine under it, you can put your opponent's like Phantasme back on top of their deck. Even going first. Say you're going first and they Phantasme you and you play through their other hand traps. When you're preparing your play, you overlay the Orca Symbol Skeleton, or not Symbol Skeleton, Harp Horror, and your Brigandine with this. So you use your trap effect to put their Phantasme on top of their deck, and they're not summoning it again because you're not link summoning until the next turn, and by that time it's kind of too late. Finally, we've got Azathoth. This is one of the main win conditions for going first, even going second, because sometimes people are not as good as you. Finally, side deck, still got the 2 Kaijus, Radiant, the dark one, so that you can summon it even if you're under the Orcust lock, which locks you into dark monsters. Next, I've got the double Pankratops. I feel like 3 is too much. 3 is an option, but this is good against almost everything going second. But I don't like it against every matchup. Like Danger Thunder, I mean, what is this really gonna do? It's gonna like bait one of their negates and stuff. But I feel like Rosphere mode would be better for that. But not that I run that. I don't know. It's good against a lot of things, but I did want to have space for the other cards that really poop on the other matchups. This also outs Border and stuff, but it does not out Vanity's Fiend, unfortunately. It outs Majesty's Fiend, but I mean, like, Vanity's Fiend is a problem. If you don't draw impermanence or evenly or something, like, I mean, even if you draw evenly, they're still going to keep the Vanity's Fiend. Like, it's really rough. But next up for the monsters, these are the other 5 hand traps I run. The other 2 Ash Blossoms are right here. And then finally, the Triple Droll and Lockbird. This I would rather have over the 3rd Pankratops, because this stops Striker, this stops possibly the new Endymion deck. This stops Thunder Dragon really hard, the danger version at least. It's just really good for just stopping people. I mean, like, even Salamandrate kind of. Shared Ride's probably better for Salamandrate. But still, this is just a showstopper, and since it was reprinted in the structure deck, I decided to throw it in and make some changes. I ended up having to take out Imperial Order and Secret Village of the Spellcasters and the Super Poly for that, which is what allowed me to have more extra deck space for utility. Next up, I've got Evenly Matched. This card's so good. I made sure to get the First Ed Secrets because the price had fallen so much after the reprint. So these should hold their value for a while. But yeah, evenly fakering your opponent is so flipping good. And then finally, this card actually won me my last game. There can be only one. I play 3 of this now. Usually in Altergeist Pure, this poops on you, but in Danger Altergeist, this poops on them. You've got like basically everything in your deck is a different type, and this is actually how I won my game 2, final game of round 4 during the locals tournament against Tony. He just wasn't able to go into anything to out the Floodgate and out my Borreload and Mothman. So I guess I'll go over matchups real quick, and then yeah, we'll close. So real quick, first round I played against Sean. He was playing Dark Magician today. He had like the one that Destiny Hero, or no, what's it called? Elemental Hero Plasma, maybe? I don't remember. But you normal summon it, and then you can like dump like a Dark Magician from your deck to make its name Dark Magician, and it was really cute. He used it to summon like Dark Magician Girl and set the spell that can destroy everything. But since he didn't control a Dark Magician, it kind of went nowhere. That had some real potential, but unfortunately it flopped. I 2-0'd him. Next up, I went against Popeye. He was playing True Draco as usual. He had said that he was playing something else, but then I found out that he was actually playing True Draco. I hate that deck, but I managed to 2-0 him because this deck was managed to just push through. I didn't even see evenly. It's just that I guess he just didn't draw his hand traps or something, or maybe wasn't playing them. But as a thought, obviously doesn't do anything to that deck. So whatever. But I was able to accrue enough advantage to beat him. I believe I also 2-0'd him. Maybe not. Maybe a 2-1. Next up, I faced Brian, one of my teammates. Unfortunately, I had to take him out. He was playing Salamangrates. As you saw in the other video, he got third because I ended up getting first. And since he was one of my losses, or I beat him, so that's how he ended up in third. Salamangrate is crazy, but he bricked really hard game 2, and it was over after that. Finally, I faced Tony in the last round. He was the other undefeated, and it was pretty rough. I won the die roll, which is basically how you win the game. So I Azathotted him, and he couldn't do anything because Rusty popped his snake after I summoned the Azathoth to its zone, and he wasn't even able to tribute summon for the big Thunder Dragon, I think Roar. And then finally, game 2, he set up a decent board. He had 2 negates. I baited his negates with 1-for-1, and then something else, I believe. Then I went I went full Orcus combo, and I ended up Boral sorting him. I couldn't do lethal, though, unfortunately, but I did manage to draw into my side deck There Can Be Only One, and that's actually what ended up winning me the game, because he used Roar's effect to special from deck, and I chained There Can Be Only One, so he had already lost 1 point of advantage, and at that point, it was just him thinking of how to out it, and he didn't figure it out. He did have some plays with Reproducus and stuff like that, but he ended up making a Ducus move, and he couldn't finish it out. So he ended up scooping before basically extending anything on his board. He just couldn't play through There Can Be Only One. So MVP right here. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to the channel for more updates, and I'm going to try and have a combo video up sometime this week, I hope. All right, guys. See ya.